This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good night, Bobbie Carlton. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
Very well, thank you. And you?
I'm excellent, definitely excellent. Again, I'm very appreciative of all you do. You did something that was pretty amazing, and it has to be recorded. You know, you offered us an opportunity to connect with people that know, trust, and like you. And that's a very brave thing to do, right? But definitely, I think it's in alignment with who you are. What part of the world are you in right now?
We're just outside of Boston in Lexington, Massachusetts.
All right. Well, do tell me which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history.
I think it's my connectivity.
Oh.
So I run a speakers bureau for entrepreneurial and technical women. So the goal is to get more women speaking at conferences and events. And one of our members actually connected you and I.
Yeah. Do you want to say her name?
Adrienne.
There we go. You know, it's really intriguing. I was going through the individuals that are in that group. Oh my, high quality in terms of content, right? Like, wow, the variations.
We've got some amazing women in our group. So it's called Innovation Women, and it's a free online platform for event managers and podcasters and journalists to connect with entrepreneurial, technical, and innovative women. So it makes it super easy to find them.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So who did you learn this entrepreneurial way that you have? Who did you learn that from?
You know, it's funny. My dad was an entrepreneur, and I grew up never even thinking about becoming an entrepreneur myself. And in 2008, when in the U.S. the financial implosion happened, I was kind of forced down the entrepreneurial path. The startup I was working with ran out of money, and all of a sudden I found myself picking it up everywhere. So many people helped out.
You know, it's intriguing how challenges help you to grow, if taken rightly or correctly. But definitely you being that person who picks it up over time. It seems as though, from what I read about you, you've been doing that and helping others do it as well, which talks about a community aspect of who you are, that family type of life. Again, who did you learn that from?
Again, the picking it up from the community. I created something in Boston called Mass Innovation Nights. It's a monthly new product showcase, and it depends entirely on social media. And when I started doing it 10 years ago, there was a small group of people in Boston who were all picking up social media and community building at the same time. So we all tended to learn from each other.
That's amazing. We were there in Boston for, we were invited by an individual who had a meet and greet type event in, what's the tallest building name in Boston? It's like the tallest skyscraper thing.
Hancock or Prudential?
Oh, let's leave it.
I don't know
let's
which one is bigger.
Yeah. But it was really intriguing to see the energy of the individuals in Boston. Really, really intriguing. You guys
super hot startup scene.
Yeah, I totally agree from the little I saw. Well, tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Working too much?
How does that make you feel?
It's one of those things where it's like, if you didn't love what you did, it would be a problem, but I do enjoy what I do, and being able to kind of pass that on to my kids is a great thing. So a couple of years ago, my older son took a gap year before he went to college and worked for me for a year. So being able to connect him with the entrepreneurial community and kind of show him the working world was a unique opportunity.
Where's the best place for someone that's listening to connect with you? If I was anyone in Boston, I'd be like, okay, who is this person? How do I connect with her?
I usually tell people, find me anywhere. Just Google my name, Bobbie Carlton, and I come up. But Bobbie C on Twitter, BOBBIEC, or Women Inno, INNO on Twitter, or Mass Inno on Twitter.
Love it. You filled out my form for my podcast and you put your name in lowercase. Explain that to me, please.
Probably just moving so quickly I didn't realize it.
Oops. All right, my friend, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me now invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful warm blue Caribbean water. Bobbie, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Earliest childhood memory is actually kind of a funny one. Going to my mom's wedding.
Ooh,
she was divorced and then remarried, but I remember going to my mom and stepdad's wedding very vividly. I was about 3.
All right. How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
You know, it's something that family's important. And my husband and my kids, and my husband and I are going to be married 25 years this year.
Tell us a secret.
Oh, you know what? Supporting each other. And I think part of it is that even though we do work together, he works for one of my companies, he works at home and I work at the office.
I understand that very clearly. My wife and I work together, and sometimes I work in the bedroom and she works in the living room. And then we interchange sometimes. Yeah, because it's necessary to stay far apart sometimes, yeah?
We each have our own thing.
Yes.
So he's a musician as well, and he goes off and does his music stuff, and I'm like, have fun!
Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind with that memory?
Yeah, go for it.
I love the idea that you're helping so many things to marinate, to become what is parallel to becoming married. In businesses or even in marriage, there must have been an introduction, a conversation, and then the big event. And in business, especially the startup community, I think it's very similar, where there's the introduction, the conversation, and then the big event. Yeah, we start the business, and then there's the business, which goes on, right, for 25 years sometimes.
Are incredibly astute.
I love it. It's amazing, isn't it?
That is, I love that interpretation.
As well as, I'd like just to complete and say that it was so important, and it is so important, excuse me, for you to be the child in the relationship, where you're seeing the innocence of what is happening and the beauty and being, the joy sometimes that's necessary for the entire melting pot. So, well done.
Very well done. Thank you. Thank you for that interpretation.
You're welcome. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
I became a Jimmy Buffett fan at that point, and I remember hearing Margaritaville on the radio, and like, I like this song. This is fun. This is like a party. And then I'm like, what's a margarita?
All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Okay, go for it.
Bobbie, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Absolutely.
Are you married? Yes.
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
No.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
No.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
More.
All right. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Bobbie Carlton, what would you say that is?
Visibility equals opportunity.
Love it. Love it. Bobbie, this was such a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
If you are a woman looking for more visibility, come check out innovationwomen.com. We are looking always for more awesome speakers.
There we go. Bobbie Carlton, thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.